I sat down with Ingham County Parks and Recreation Director Tim Morgan to discuss the Ingham County Parks Master Plan Survey. So, why is it critical to the Parks Department that as many people as possible take this survey?
Well, every 5 years we update our 5 year master plan, and it gives us kind of a compass of where we need to go, the facilities that we need to either update or add to, and programming and staffing and anything else. As far as when it comes to what we provide in the way of recreation, parks and recreation services to the public. So that's the critical importance of gathering public input because they're public parks. Um, it's important. We saw about just under 1.5 million visitors last year. So it's important that we hear from as many of them as we can as far as what their desires, their needs, their wants, what they might be interested in moving forward. Not only what we're doing well, but what we're doing not so well, or if there's things that we don't offer now that they'd like to see, we need to know that too so we can plan for it.
Yeah, definitely. So, what are, I don't know how specific you can get into this, so if not, that's okay. But what are some of the things that residents potentially could have added to the parks? Is there anything being considered right now? Any big changes that residents could look forward to?
Um, the last 5 years with the passing of the first 6 years of the Trails and Parks millage, we saw a lot of interconnectivity with trail extensions and fixing the trails in the regional trail system throughout Ingham County, not just connecting to the Ingham County parks like at Hawk Island, the River Trail, but throughout Ingham County. And that's part of what we're seeking input on as well. So there's that with the Trails and Parks millage. So we look at trails, but we also look at the park side. So yeah, trails. So if there's things that trails, communities that want to be connected to the regional trails network throughout the county, we need to know about that. If there's some trails that still need repair, there's a lot of things that if you come to these master plan meetings, um, they've got some coming up the next week and then the following week. If you go to our link to our website to take the survey, there's also, I think I had sent you the post on that, so I'm sure you guys will have that posted online. But next week we've got a couple public inputs, and then the following week as well, we're going to be doing Lake Lansing public input meeting, open house, as well as Birchfield and Hawk Island. But we'll have a map up there, and we have, as far as where the trails that have all been funded and completed, trails that are funded that are to be completed, and then there's some trails that are just connector trails that we hope to do in the future. And then there is a whole gamut of information we're gathering as far as the survey. It takes less than 10 minutes to take the survey, so it doesn't take you long. You can go to our website and click on it and take it. There's a QR code that we have out there going around. I think we sent you guys the QR code, so you could just snap it with your smartphone. You can take it from that or your iPad or whatever you happen to have. So it's a pretty good synopsis of what you're doing as far as what your use is of our current county parks, the frequency of use of the current county parks. We gathered that data, as well as then we asked some open-ended questions about the facilities that you use, facilities you'd like to see used. So um, just so you know, we did get funded for grants at Hawk Island and Lake Lansing from the DNR. Most recently, we're under contract with Prime Professional Services with consultants working on upgrades at Lake Lansing South. We're going to be replacing the bathhouse building and some internal trails. There'll be a half mile, or I'm sorry, is a half mile loop? There'll be a loop trail there, then a complete loop around using the sidewalk system as well there at South Park. But a lot of improvements internally with the parking, and again, we're going to be that building will be totally replaced, the current bathhouse concession building with a brand new facility. I think it's over 30 years old and in much need of replacement. So that's been funded, and hopefully will be happening next summer. Another thing, the boat launch, there'll be some improvements up at the boat launch, some improvements to the actual launch itself, some fencing and some other amenities there at the boat launch. I was going to say, oh, Hawk Island, we're going to see some more fishing pier access and just access along the lake there, the 35-acre lake at Hawk Island. That's part of a grant that we got from Michigan Natural Resources Trust Fund as well. There'll be some improvements to McNamara parking lot. We're going to be paving that as well as increasing the number of parking spaces. We just saw about a quarter million, just under a quarter million more visitors from 19 to 20 calendar year, and COVID had a lot to do with that. But I can tell you to date, I just checked attendance today actually with a couple, with you, and I think WLIX had called too, but and were inquiring about park attendance and wondered how we were doing this year. Well, we, as of today, we've already met our 19 numbers, which means we've seen as many people to date as we did entire in 2019. We saw about just south of a quarter million more visitors in 20. Will we get that? I think so. June and July, we've seen 300,000 visitors each month. So if the rest of July and August holds for the first 2 months, actually May and June was about 300,000 visitors. So if that holds, we will surpass our 20 numbers and maybe even by a quarter million more. So again, we will maybe have almost doubled our, I don't know about doubled our park attendance, but close to doubling our park attendance since 19. So that's really critical that all these new users or repeat users, even if they aren't new users, but they're just using the parks more, we just it's a good sounding block for us to know what our compass is. Again, this is a compass. This is how we guide what we're going to do, meaning the park commission and the board of commissioners. And it gives us a direction on what we need to do moving forward and what the desires are and the needs are for the community. So
Okay, great. Thank you so much. That's all my questions. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
um, sure. Again, just a reminder that this next week, July 20th, from 3:30 to 5:30, we're having an open house for in person at Lake Lansing Park South at the main shelter. And then on the July 22nd at Birchfield County Park, again, same time, 3:30 to 5:30 at the Winter Sports Warming Shelter there inside Birchfield. We're having a open house. We'll have maps there, and our consultants will be there. They're helping with the survey. You can actually come to the event, talk to us, look at some maps, see what's going on. You can also take the survey there. You can. We're going to have iPads there, so you'll be able to just take the survey if you haven't already, if you wanted to come out. And then our final public input meeting at a park will be July 26th, the following week, at Red Tail Shelter at Hawk Island, again from 3:30 to 5:30. But again, go online, parkssurvey.com, or you can go to Ingham County Parks website and click on take the survey as well. You can also, there's a QR code, and I think Lucy will, and HOMTV will probably provide this flyer and that QR code as part of this piece. So please take the time, take 10 minutes out of your day, and have you and your family represented in our input as we try to guide the future of the Ingham County parks.
Great. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks, Lucy.